Meet Forecast Frank, demand planner. 22 years in the role. He has a corner cubicle with a view of the parking lot, a coffee mug that says, "I told you so," a second monitor for what he calls the model, and a track record for being wrong about every single Q4 since 2003. Not directionally wronged, numerically wronged, by double digits, every quarter. And every quarter, when the buyer lose their minds, when the warehouse runs out of space, when customer service stop answering phones, Frank has the same answer. The data was wrong. Here's how it goes. Frank pulls last year's numbers, add 3% because of growth, subtracts 2% because of macroeconomic uncertainty. Bada bing, bada boom, lands on a forecast that is, give or take last year. Then he runs it past sales. Sales says, "We just signed 3 big accounts, double it." Frank says, "I'll take it into consideration." He does not take it into consideration. The forecast goes to procurement unchanged. POs get cut at last year's volume, receiving books, last year's dock slots. The clock starts ticking. Frank, meanwhile, is updating his slide template for the quarterly business review. Now the magic happens. 2 weeks in, the new accounts start ordering, inventory drops faster than expected, procurement asks Frank if they should expedite. Frank says, it's noise. 3 weeks in, 3 SKUs are out. Frank says it's a stocking issue. The warehouse manager, who's been on the job for 19 years and seen this exact same pattern roughly 47 times, quietly emails his counterpart in another DC asking if they could transfer some pallets over. That email becomes a chain of 7 emails, 2 phone calls, and a panicked Tuesday morning meeting. Frank is not in a meeting. Frank is in another meeting. Frank is presenting a forecast variance dashboard. By week 6, the brand is on back order. Sales is screaming. Customer service is reading from a script that ends with, "I understand your frustration." The CFO is asking why working capital is up 9% against a flat forecast. And Frank has prepared a slide. The slide is titled Demand Anomalies in Q4. Bullet point 1. Unexpected promotional activity. Bullet point 2. Macroeconomic crosswinds. Bullet point 3. Data quality issues. Nobody asks where Frank's promotional activity assumption came from. Nobody asks because they know. The CEO nods. The slide gets archived. The forecast for Q1 is already sitting in Frank's outbox. That is, give or take last year. Here's the thing about Frank. Frank is not stupid. Frank has a master's. Frank can build a regression model. Frank knows what an exponential smoothing constant is. Frank could, on a good day, explain the difference between Holt Winters and Arima and not lose the room. The problem is not Frank. The problem is that Frank's spreadsheet does not talk to the warehouse. The warehouse knows when SKUs are moving fast. The warehouse knows when the receiving dock is jammed because procurement panic bought. The warehouse knows when a slot has been empty for 9 days and nothing's coming. The warehouse has the signals. Frank has the form. And the form gets filled out 3 weeks before the signal exists. That is not a Frank problem. That is a system problem. And every company that runs forecasting in a vacuum has a Frank. Some companies have 3 Franks. The bigger the company, the more Franks. You can replace Frank. You will get a new Frank. The form will keep eating the signal. The slides will keep getting prettier. The variants will keep showing up in week 6. Or you can connect the planning system to the warehouse, to the orders, to the receiving dock, to the cycle counts. Let the data flow both directions. Let the forecast adjust when reality moves. Let Frank get to be right, or at least close. CerebroChain, supply chain done right.